Yo. I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you to put me on the screen. I was ready.
I see. No, hey, we rocking, man. We back, baby. We back. What up,
Let's
dog?
go. It's been a minute.
We back.
How you feeling, CB?
Man, feeling great, man. Camp is back. The boys are back in the building, man. Let's get this thing cracking, man. The season is upon us. The journey to the Super Bowl has begun. It started today. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Nice. You got some football camps coming up or something like that, I heard?
Man, I'm traveling to Canton, Ohio this weekend. My son has a flag football tournament. It's like our NFL flag championship weekend. So actually, my son plays AJ Green's 5 Stars team. So it's going to be a big tournament, a big opportunity for us to go up there and compete with some of the best in the country. So it's going to be fun for sure.
Nice, man. Good luck to the young ones, man.
Appreciate
that's
it.
What's up, man. CB 83 doing some work out here in the community, Doug.
Hey,
Who would have thought?
He love the kids, man. Love the kids.
Hey, Doug, man, you all right, man? You getting healthy? I see you finished the patio.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm somewhat getting healthy. I'm falling apart physically, but yeah, patio's done. Everything's done. Getting ready for training camp. Heading down there August 15th. Ready to sweat my butt off. It's going to be fun. I'm excited to get back into the groove of football. You know, we're going to be talking about Tua until he signs that contract, but at least we get to watch some actual football.
Yeah, man. While Doug been working on the patio and stuff, getting healthy, CB out here working on football. I've been hanging out with Tua and the fam. You know, we had a pool party the other day.
Hey, how was the pool party, TD? I heard you showed up.
It was dope, man. They tried to drown you, boy. I was good.
They tried to drown you, boy.
Hey, I'm here, man. Hey. You know, we actually sat down, we talked it out, man, and you know,
you think you're a franchise quarterback now?
They tried to drown me. Okay,
that's so calm.
He did. He was ready.
I was about to say, what, they drowned you or something?
Right, always ready.
Man, but we got a lot to talk about. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Thank y'all for coming through. Miami Dolphins Roundtable is back in full effect. The usual suspects. We still will be bringing on guests here and there on the show, man. This year we want to do it bigger than we've ever done it before. Because listen, man, all three of us have respected platforms and we do our thing. We got our own opinions, but one thing that I cherish about this show is the fact that we could bring it all together and do it in a healthy way, man. Laugh and have some fun about it, man. So I appreciate you fellas being on here. My co-hosts, I'm just grateful to have you guys. Y'all make sure you go subscribe to these guys' channel. Doug just crossed
48K, 48,000.
Craziness.
Doug, what you got going on over there, dog?
The grind.
Hard work.
Hey, bro. Hey, that boy grinding, man. I love to see it, man. Hey, 48K is huge. Hey, Doug, I had you on that 40. I gotta have you on that 50. Have you on that 50 burger.
When I hit 50, I'm giving away Tyreek Hill signed jersey too. So
and I'm coming right in the chat signing up.
Hey, I'm gonna be right there too. Let me get in on it.
You pull my head out the cap, I'm eligible. All right.
For sure. I'm gonna sign up for my ghost account too.
hey, no, don't do that, Doug. Hey, you pick me out the hat, you're gonna lose 3,000 subs.
Right back down to 40.
Hey.
Oh man. Hey, but listen, man. I want to give a special shout out to CB83 though. He had the guts, man. He had the courage to switch teams. He's no longer a Dolphin fan.
Oh, get out of here, bro. I would never. Hey, I would never. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. Would never, man. Would never.
Oh man, Patriots fan out here. All right. Anyway, man, let's get to this Dolphin stuff. It's a lot going on right now. Camp just started today for the most part. All the veterans showed up. Tua showed up. There's a lot coming out of camp. I want to start out with Tyreek Hill if we can. Mm-hmm. You know, I want to get you guys' take reading through his words of what he said about his contract and not getting traded. Start with Doug, man. How you feel about what he's saying?
I don't know if it's because he likes Miami or if he likes the organization or if he likes, the connection he has with Tua, but it's like a completely different Tyreek. He even came out and was like, I was being a little selfish trying to get to 2,000 receiving yards. He said to Drew Rosenhaus, look, try to figure it out, but I don't want to get traded. It seems like a different Tyreek. And
He said that?
Yeah, he said that he told Drew Rosenhaus, figure it out, but don't get me traded, because he was like, that's what happened with Kansas City. And he came out and he said, I apologize. It was selfish of me trying to go for 2,000 receiving yards.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was like, now, am I not going to try to do it again this year? No. But he was like, it put too much light on me, is what he said. And he was like, it's more about the team. It's more about us winning the Super Bowl. So I loved what I heard from Tyreek. I don't know what happened to him, but good, man.
So he came to terms that he ain't got a quarterback that can help him do it. So, okay.
Really?
Hey, what disrespect. Jets game? He does it. I think he does it if he played that Jets game.
200 yards, 200 on him.
Well, what did Waddle have, like 140? I think he would have done it.
Oh, hey, that would have been crazy. What about you, CB? Tyreek and his thoughts.
Man, Tyreek is a stand-up guy for the organization. He really wants what's best for the Miami Dolphins. He wants guys to get money. He wants, to be a part of this team. He wants to take this team to the promised land. He wants to get us a Super Bowl. He knows what it's like to go and win, right? So I think at this point it's about getting us there, and it's not about necessarily his stats or his money. I think it's about the team at this point. And it seems like Tyreek is getting to the point where he's maturing, and he's like, hey, it's not about me, myself. I'd love to be a part of this organization long term, right? He told his agent, hey, do what you got to do, but just don't get me traded. I want to be here long term. My family loves Miami. We love our environment. So let's try to be here. And I think he wants to get us over that hump. He wants the Miami Dolphin fans to see that Super Bowl. He even said it himself. He says, hey, the Miami Dolphin fans put pressure on us every day on Twitter. I see it, guys like you. Shout out to TD Fans Talk, who is always wolfpacking on Twitter.
They tried to drown me.
He sees it. So he sees it, and he wants to get us over the hump. And so I'm excited about it. And he's maturing, and he's trying to put us in the right position. That's what it's about.
Yeah, I think Tyreek, he found his home. And this is off the field to me. He found his home. He found a place where he loves to be. His family loves Miami. And he does love playing football for the Miami Dolphins. He loves that we got a good thing going. He getting paid at the same time. Here's the dilemma. He wants to get paid, though.
Yeah,
I think he does want to get paid, but he doesn't want to get traded. Now, I'm not going to rule out if they don't want to pay him that he couldn't get traded, but he doesn't want it to go down that way.
No.
Just like he didn't want it to go down with the Chiefs. But it ended up being a blessing in disguise for him. At the end of the day, he fell in love with Miami. And his family's getting, situated in Miami, having his kids and all that good stuff. So I hope it works out. I'm of the belief that he has 3 superior years left in him. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to go ahead and ink him up and give him the guarantees that'll hold him for at least 3 more years before you can get off of it, no matter who the court. Presumably it'll be Tua regardless, and that's a combination you can't afford to break up, in my opinion. Speaking of Tua, showed up today, good attitude. Well, we haven't really gotten any official word on any practice today or anything like that, but showed up at the end of the day, unlike a lot of people in the league. What's your thoughts on the latest with that situation? And it's a lot of buzz going around that, Miami may be willing to really take this down the 5th-year option road. They're trying to get the deal done. And on top of that, a lot of people haven't talked about the transition tag, which would be some relief for Miami as well. It wouldn't hurt as much. I'll start with CB on this one. What's your thoughts overall with the update in the situation?
The situation is the situation, right? I think negotiations take time. And I think it's a lot of going back and forth to the table and trying to figure out, where the gray area is. I think it's going to happen, over the next couple of weeks. I don't think Tua wants to play on a 5th-year option. I know I wouldn't if I was in this position, right? Coming off an injury, I want that sustainability. I want that guaranteed money. I'd like to just set up my family going into this season where I don't have to think about it. I don't have to put that pressure on myself, right? And I don't think, honestly, I don't think it's in the Miami's best interest to put that pressure on themselves, right? And say, hey, you go ahead and we're going to force you to play on a 5th-year option. I think we go ahead and get it done now to get it taken care of, so it's not something that's lingering, not a distraction. Like, this team just doesn't do well with distractions, in my opinion, right? They haven't done well with distractions in the past. When we had the Deshaun Watson distraction, we went 1-7 during that stretch. And then we finally put it together. Once the distractions were gone, trade deadline had passed, we found a way to put it all together. But I'd like to see us just, hey, get this done in the next couple of weeks, get them locked up, and let's go win a chip. I think that's what it's about at this point.
Well, I'm going to come to you in a second, Doug, but here's an element that I don't think a lot of people are talking about. And to me, it's the Stephen Ross element. This is a businessman. He's going to try to make the best decision. And I think guaranteed money is holding all of this up, giving Tua options. And what do I mean by that? I feel like Stephen Ross is saying, I don't want y'all to lock us in more than 2 years. Give him the bank, give him the bag, give him the contract. And if he keeps proving himself, we'll keep going with the contract. But I don't want guarantees that's going to exceed 2.5 years, the normal 130 guarantees, fully guarantees. Not we don't care if you want to come out and say 200 million guaranteed, but we're talking about the fully guarantees. It'll allow us to get off of the contract after 2 or 3 years. Versus some of these guys who got that fully guaranteed of almost 4 years, and you can't get up off of it until after like 3 years and need some dead cap. And I think Tua's team is like, no, we feel like we deserve to get in that 160, 170 guaranteed range up there, kind of setting the market on that. And Chris Greer, I feel like, is saying, okay, we can give you those guarantees, but we need to lower the AAV. See, like it's like a either or. Yeah, like we want this, you don't want it. Well, if we give you what you want, then we need to lower that. And I think it's like a tug of war trying to find the middle ground. But the guarantees is going to be the hiccup, because although he played a healthy season, it was just 1 out of 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good sample size as of being the most recent, but you still got to take that into consideration when you're talking about a long-term deal locking a guy up. So what's your thoughts on the most recent with the contract situation, Doug? And are you worried about that 5th-year option potentially?
It's Barry Jackson said it perfectly. That it's like a double-edged sword. And that's kind of where I am with it, because I feel like it's going to get done, but it's like, should it get done is the question. And there's like different parts when you're looking at this. Like Jordan Love is going to get a new contract, and he had half a good year, right? Like the second half of the season and that playoff win was good. Before that, there was a lot of question marks going. So he has a small sample size, and he's going to get paid. Tua Tagovailoa, a small sample size, and a lot of people think he deserves to get paid. Again, I teeter back and forth. I'm like, yeah, you should, because of what he did. But then I'm like, he could regress and he could get injured again. And there's needs to be things in the contract to kind of cover your butt. And backstage, we were talking about Joe Burrow and how they give him a huge contract. He can't stay healthy lately. That could be something that might bite the Bengals in the butt, just like Daniel Jones and the Giants. But also, you got to look at the team wise as well, because a lot of the team players are coming out and talking about Tua should get paid. Raheem Mostert, Jalen Ramsey, Javon Holland, same agent, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Watt. Like they're all coming. Teron Armstead, they're all coming out and saying things. But also, it's setting a precedent on, okay, Tua went out, led the league in passing, had top 5 stats and a ton of passing categories, stayed healthy, which is something you asked him to do, and now you're not going to pay him. Javon Holland's probably like, what if I have a great year? You're not paying me. You didn't pay Christian Wilkins. He left. You didn't pay Robert Hunt. He left. All these guys are thinking, I could have a great year. You're not going to pay me. I'm going to have to fight through all this stuff. So it's like, it's a double-edged sword. I think he'll get paid before the season starts, regardless if I think he should or shouldn't. Same. I'm pretty sure you feel the same way, TD. I think he will get paid. It depends on how much and who budges, because athletes first doesn't budge. We've seen that, and it seems like the Dolphins might need to budge, but puts incentives in there. Cover your butt, because if he gets hurt again,
I just don't think he's taking all that fluff though, Doug. because this is the one in a lifetime opportunity right here. We all don't know what's going to happen in the future with Tua. You know, whether he becomes an MVP, a Super Bowl champ, or just start fizzling. We all don't know if we really want to be like dead honest about it. We all got hopes and aspirations, you know, for him. But here's the thing: I don't think he wants any of that fluff. I don't think his agent is leave your incentives at home, leave your conditions at home, leave your qualifiers at home, leave your clauses at home. Give him his right up, straight up. He's been through enough with y'all. Y'all set him up in the first 2 years to get murdered. At the end, and anybody can acknowledge that. I mean, they did. I mean, anybody can acknowledge that. So let us give this man his money as if, you know, the Dolphins owe him, you know, to a degree, right? But here's my thing. I'm of the belief he's going to be paid by Sunday. I'm of the belief he'll be paid by Sunday. Whatever the contract comes out to be, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We've dug ourselves, like, you know, I believe that it's unwise to pay him right now because I don't feel you have to let him play his 5th-year option to make sure. But now here we are in this situation where we got all these high-priced players and stuff, and you got to take advantage of that window moment.
Yeah.
And we don't need the distractions. The news we got today, which we'll talk about next, is already frustrating, even though it's not that big of a deal, but it could turn into a big deal because we've seen these things happen before. Let's eliminate some of that. I'm okay paying them. The problem is, like you said, Doug, what do you pay them?
Yeah.
If I could give him the Trevor deal now, I'm hooping and hollering because if it doesn't pan out, I can get off of it in 2 years and eat a little bit of their cap.
Yep.
Spread out over the next 3 after that, you know. So I'm okay with that. But if we're going to Raw, we're getting up in the 170s, guaranteed, fully guaranteed. Now I'm concerned about the future of the team. It's do or die. If it doesn't work out, we're in purgatory for the next 3 years. And if it does work out, great, good job. You made a good guess on this, you know. But who wants to take that risk? Who wants to take that risk? Because you take that risk, Holland probably ain't getting re-signed.
I mean, it's no risk, no reward almost though. I mean, so you got to kind of bet on somebody. If you're not going to bet on your franchise guy, then who are you going to bet on?
And that's the other thing. They've come out publicly, you know, Jeff Darlington saying it, Adam Schefter saying it. The Miami Dolphins have made it publicly that Tua is their guy. Tua is their guy. Tua is their guy.
What are we doing?
Now all of a sudden you're doing this. It's like,
it does look bad. Let's say this. It does look bad on the Miami Dolphins.
Yes.
If they don't get a deal done prior to the season starting.
Yeah, but when have they not ever lied? They've always come out and said, you know, our goal is to blah, blah, blah. And I'm not trying to discount the players. The players advocating for him is a rally call, which is a beautiful thing for Tua. But the front office can care less about that. Because
I mean, I don't think that's true, though.
But they're going to do it. CB, here's why they could care less. Tyreek showed you today why they could care less. Because first of all, they're going to rally for their guy. Because Tua has a great relationship. That's one thing I commend. He has built a great relationship with his veterans, his big time guys. He is really fed into them and been aggressive with them as we've learned more about how he came back at Tyreek and stuff. I actually appreciate that type of stuff. All right. But here's the deal. When Tyreek said today, oh, yeah, Tua's going to practice. He the type of guy that's going to practice, blah, blah, blah. If they don't pay him, it's not going to cause a rife. They're just going to be on camera all year saying he deserves to. But it's not going to cause a rift. These guys are going to advocate for him, but they ain't going to civil war for him.
Yeah, unless Tua says, hey, I'm going to have to take some precautionary measures and sit a little bit.
Oh, well, there goes the bag. There goes the bag. But do we have it in him? Is he gonna do it? I don't see it. I don't see it.
And maybe it's a hold in. It's different ways to do it. But what I'm saying is that, you know, you have the veterans pulling for you. The coach McDaniel wants you to be there. He's your guy.
Greer don't care.
Greer and Brandon Shore, they gotta care.
And Stephen Ross probably don't care. Think about it.
I mean, let's be real. Ross is on his way out anyways. Like,
yeah.
I just think he wants to win. And I don't think he's really like in tune with the QB situation. I don't think he cares much about it.
The one guy who should care is Greer, because McDaniel didn't draft Tua. Greer drafted Tua. So Tua is attached to Greer. He was attached to Greer and Flores.
He's attached to McDaniel now too.
Doug.
He's attached to McDaniel now.
Y'all need to hear me and hear me clear. There is only one thing I admire about Chris Greer, and I say it every week. And y'all underestimating it, what y'all just said.
He's a chameleon, dude.
The man's ability to survive.
He's a chameleon.
Is second to none. And let me tell you how he's gonna survive this, and he ain't tied to Tua no more. If he get Tua to pay on his 5th-year option, it absolves him from the responsibility of Tua not doing well or doing well and just giving him the big deal. He always puts himself in a position that no matter what decision I make, I can't go wrong. And I think if he ends up forcing Tua to play on the 5th year, he is absolving himself. Because guess what? If Tua get hurt again or Tua don't play well, Chris Greer's off the hook. He's a genius for not doing it. If Tua does play well and ball out, nobody gonna complain when he gets on the big deal.
I would. No, so this is my thing.
How long that's gonna last?
If Tua balls out and we don't pay him and we don't get him shirt up now, and we have to pay him an additional $10 to $15 million annually next year, I'm gonna be highly upset because at some point, look, at some point, the Miami Dolphins have to bet on their guys and get ahead of these deals. And that's been my whole thing about the Dolphins. You could have got ahead of Wilkins a long time ago if you really wanted him to be here, right? If you really thought he had the upside that he had, you would have went ahead and locked him up. If you thought he tried to
for like 2 years.
So if you give guys the money ahead of time and you know they are on an upward trajectory, you gotta bet. You gotta stop holding your hand and play cards. Like we gotta play at some point.
Well, let's go in the mind of Chris Greer. Okay, let's go in the mind of Chris Greer real quick. Le Batard said something today that upset a lot of Dolphin fans. And I'm not saying he's right nor wrong. But what I will tell you is we cannot discount that Greer may think this way. Le Batard said, I wouldn't pay him because of the injury history, but I don't think the Dolphins truly believe that he's that guy. They believe that he is a product of what they've had to put around him. And I'm not saying that's the case, but Greer's the one that's putting all the pieces around him. And Greer could be saying to himself, he is somewhat a product of what's around him. I'm not discounting that he's still good, but he's not this good without everything around him.
But let's be real. Let's go back and think about Tua's career with the Miami Dolphins. You even said it yourself. He was set up to be unsuccessful early on in the league, right? No offensive line, receivers, a bunch of nobodies.
Because he wasn't that dude.
It doesn't matter if he's a dude or not. You put your quarterback in a position to be successful. You're trying to win games, so you want your offense to be good, right? Yeah, TD. Yeah,
but it's more than others.
It's right, and I understand that. But what I'm saying is, you brought him in. You dealt him a bad hand, right? All you did was add some pieces. You added an offensive line. You added some receivers, some good receivers for sure. You added some good receivers. You added some running backs. Now you've got an offensive-minded coach who's kind of changed the system and implementing a better offense. Honestly, I think if Tua had a better offensive coordinator early on in his career, he would have been a much better off right now. I think the Dolphins would have been much better off. Gotti and Studesville weren't the answer. They weren't the answer.
So what you're telling me, this is what you're telling me right now. If Mike McDaniel was his coach without his first 2 years, without Tyreek Hill, without Teron Armstead, without Connor Williams, that
he would have been a better player.
I think so.
He would have been a better player.
I just don't see it. I mean, looking at the weapons,
I see it. Doug said he sees it.
So why do we need Tyreek right now then?
Because you want the best.
Same reason why Jalen
want to win a Super Bowl.
AJ Brown and
Smith. You want to win a Super Bowl. Come on.
Then why do we complain? Not you guys per se, but why does people complain about the receivers were banged up, the running backs were banged up, the O-line went through so many different. Do you know what Flores had on their roster?
Yeah, he had bums. I agree, but
and y'all think we would have been better. You think we would have been 11 games?
I think with an offensive mind like Mike McDaniel,
I
you're
think
better. You're
Tua's
better off.
production and his progression would have been quicker and better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So right now y'all are telling me,
yeah, I'm telling you that
we don't need Tyreek Hill.
I'm saying
we don't need Teron Armstead.
You can get away with guys who are comparable. You don't need the best player in the NFL. But Tua can throw to any receivers. I mean, he's shown that.
This is the point I'm making. Chris Greer may not feel that way.
I don't think that's the case.
Not feel that way. He may feel that he's a product of what he's had to put around him.
He was still a good player early on in his career. He just wasn't great. I mean, as good as he is right now. Let's be real. Jalen Waddle broke a rookie record.
So Tua's main targets his first 2 years was Mike Gesicki and Devontae Parker. He loved throwing the pass, the fades to Parker, and he was Gesicki, this, and that. Once Gesicki and Parker weren't around Tua anymore, they disappeared. Now, I'm not saying it's Tua that made those guys, but it's something you got to also take into consideration that Gesicki went to the Patriots with Mac Jones, who everyone said was the better passer. He disappeared. Devontae Parker went to the Patriots with Mac Jones. He disappeared. Now we'll see what Gesicki does with I think he's with the Raiders now.
Yeah, the Bengals. The Bengals. But it's hard to make that comparison, and here's why. Gesicki disappeared with the Dolphins the year before he left on that franchise tag.
Mike McDaniel came in and he made a different system. He made the system.
So that's why it's hard to compare. The Patriot system.
I mean, right, and I get it. Different systems call for different players to get balls and different players to get open. I get that, but you gotta, when we put it into perspective, like Tua was dealt a bad hand initially. He's gotten a lot better in these past 2 years. I think he was a good quarterback coming into the NFL. We saw flashes early of Tua being great. Like that Arizona game, his rookie year, I thought, oh, that dude could play. He could go. And you said it too, TD.
He was average. Yeah, he was average.
He outplayed Kyler Murray. When Kyler Murray was the dude.
Slightly, I'll give you that.
He outplayed Kyler Murray when Kyler Murray was the dude. He was the dude.
A bum, man. Stop.
Oh, stop him. Stop it. He was torching us.
You know, I got a high quarterback. Listen, he's always been a bum to me. But I get your point. But here's my thing. I'm only speculating what Chris Greer may be thinking. I know you may not feel he's thinking that, but it could very well be a stick. Well, at least I know he's bringing that to the negotiation table.
Man, Greer's playing hardball at this point. We know what he's doing. Like, we know he don't want to give him the biggest contract. We know he don't want to give him the cheapest contract. It's got to be somewhere in the middle, and it's got to be good for the Dolphins. And I think that's where we at. It's got to be enough leeway in there for him to still do stuff outside of Tua. Right, he's still got to take care of Holland. He's still got to lock up other guys.
I think with Chris Greer, it's kind of like my mentality on Tua, because a lot of people call me a Tua-neer because I see the good that Tua does, but I still have that reservation of the end of the year, January football, and I think Chris Greer has the same thing. Tua is a good quarterback. If anyone says Tua is not a good quarterback, they just don't like the kid. It is what it is. Tua is a good quarterback. It's that end of the year, 75% of the season, Tua was in the MVP race, and then the end of November, January comes, and we don't know what happens to him. I think that's what's going on with Chris Greer. He has that fear that if that happens again, and I gave him a fat contract, I'm stuck with him.
But Doug, is that a Tua issue? Is that a Miami Dolphins issue?
It's
so
both.
So and that's the problem. But come on, let's be real. Like down the stretch last year, the offensive line was decimated. We didn't have who we needed to have. Defense
decimated since week 4 last year.
Defense couldn't get off the field. Tyreek's in and out of the lineup. Waddle's in and out of the lineup. Like it happens. Like, bro, these are what people call excuses. But if we add some context to down the stretch last year, we were decimated. The year before Tua's hurt, he's not even playing. Right.
See, I can accept all of that, CB, but okay, I will accept it. I will accept the injuries. I will accept the O-line, but go ahead and add Tua's issues in that moment as well. That's what we're missing. Like,
what issues are those?
No. Before I even answer that, do you see that he had any issues? He had issues, but tell me some of the issues you saw down the stretch. I'm going to tell you, but why couldn't you name them?
But because I want to hear them from you so we can have the conversation.
No, listen. I told y'all, ladies and gentlemen, we know who we're dealing with up here. We know exactly who we're dealing with. The newest Patriot fan is CB83.
Hey, get them jokers off my screen, boy. Burn it.
All right. So, what issues? I'll be brief because there's so much I want to go over and I don't want to run over today. The issues, first of all, well, I'm gonna bring up another issue too. But his consistency in his ball placement late in the season was an issue. The cold weather games, everybody's production in the NFL goes down in cold weather, by the way. But I'm not trying to discriminate against him, but we gotta be real and say there's a little tick down for him in cold weather.
I would say that's a Dolphin quarterback.
It's a Dolphin thing. It's a team thing.
It's a team thing.
Yeah, but he's a part of it. We need him to be able to lead us out of it.
But all right, so can we take a look at last? Can we take a look at last year?
I ain't done. I got one more that nobody talked about.
We got a list.
What about the Bills? What about the Bills game last year in the snow?
All right. Listen, I'm not gonna argue with you, CB83. He had 200 some yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Who blew the last drive? End of discussion. All right. Wow. I'm just saying. Listen, but he did hold his own in that game. But you got to come up clutch, and we've seen him clutch sometimes. But you got to come up clutch in that game. But here's my thing. Here's something that nobody talks about, right? I know y'all saw. I did a show with Omar Kelly a few weeks ago, right?
Who?
Omar Kelly.
Okay.
I did a show with him and I brought something up, something I've been studying for years, but I've never been able to lock in whether it's the case or not. Okay. We were having this conversation, me and some other fellas, since Tua's rookie year. At the end of the year, in his rookie year, when he was making all those terrible throws, I had suggested maybe he's not making terrible throws. Maybe his arm is fading, but we didn't got a large enough sample size to find out. Second year, same thing happened. Like it wasn't enough air under those balls. It was like something going on. This arm calibration just goes dead by week 13 or 14. Something going on. We set out to, and in year 3, this is going to be the year that we determine. But he got hurt before we could see if it. Now, right before he got hurt, we saw small symptoms of it again. But then he got hurt. Last year he played. And we had some issues with ball placement, and we've seen him so sharp for the large part of the season. And then some small little issues. He'll be sharp for most of the game, but then you'll start to see as the game goes some real fade. So I asked Omar on the show because it's something that I've been wondering. I haven't really put this out there like that. I said, Omar, does Tua arm die out by as the season? He was like, "Oh, don't ask me that. Don't ask me that." Which honestly kind of gives you something that people are talking about. But do y'all see what I'm talking about? Like it may not just be his play, but maybe somewhat of, because a lot of quarterbacks' arms get weaker as the season goes, but his kind of starts to. I guess when your strength is supposedly accuracy, when it dies out, it could really affect that. Do y'all see that at all? Have y'all noticed anything of that nature?
So I feel like I agree with you, because even my wife, who's a nurse, I think it was after his 3rd year, she was like, because she didn't watch football, but I talked to her about it. She's like, "How's the team doing?" Yeah. And I told her, I was like, "It seems like he's getting tired by the end of the year." So it's something. But I think it has a lot to do, like the first 2 years I think it had a lot to do with his hip. And I think it had a lot to do with him compensating for his hip and trying different throwing motions. And that he was doing too much arm, you know what I'm saying? Instead of falling with the hips because of the hip injury. I think as the years went on, he started different technique, because even Kurt Warner, when he was breaking down film, I think it was from his 3rd year, he noticed that a lot of his deep balls, that front foot where you want to point it, where you want to throw it, was open, and he was throwing like this instead of throwing straight. I think that's why this year he's with QB3D. I think that's why he's noticing his technique as the season goes on gets sloppy. And I think that's why so I think you're 100% correct. I don't know if he's getting tired. It might be he's getting tired and then his technique is getting sloppy, or his technique is just getting sloppy. But I definitely agree with you when I see that, where in the beginning of the year, he's like that final touchdown pass against the Chargers, like he put that right where it needed to be.
With zip power.
As the season goes on, it starts to fade a little bit.
Everything floats or overcompensates because he's trying to get it right. That's how
you need, and especially with that Kansas City Chiefs game in the playoffs,
that
we needed him to be able to plant his foot and drive the ball, especially on those little stupid bubble screens. But it wasn't, it didn't. But you made a great point when we were talking about the end of the year. It's not just Tua, it's the team, but Tua is a part of the team. So some people have to recognize that it is Tua as well as the team kind of fell apart.
That's all. Yeah. That's all people ask for. Acknowledge his stuff too with the whole teams, and then I think people will receive it so much better. But when you leave his stuff out, it makes them over aggressively point out his flaws. CBA.
But I think a lot of people only point out his flaws and not the team flaws, and that's the problem with it. I'm fine with anybody putting context to what Tua does. Like
heavy is the crown.
Heavy is the crown. Yeah, for sure. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. So that's expected. But you got to put it in context and you got to think about it as a team game too. But just piggyback on what Doug said in regards to, players as the year goes on. Of course, guys get injured, they get bruised up. Guys are hurting towards the end of the season. It's that 17-game season is brutal for guys, right? So, of course, his arm is going to be getting sore and getting tired as the season goes on. But I think Doug made a good point. That's why he sought out some help, some technical help with, Tom House and those guys in order to make sure down the stretch that his body can withstand the playoffs and get into the playoffs and still make plays. And when we look at Tua and his transformation in regards to the NFL, he came in the league hurt, right? Came in the league rehabbing, trying to get his body back, trying to get his hip back underneath him, trying to get stronger and back to where he was, right? Last year, he puts on a lot of weight, right? Puts on a lot of weight. He's trying to carry the weight, right? This year, he looks like he's slimming down. So I'm just ready to see Tua to the point where he's locked in, his body is sustainable, he feels good, and that he can kind of sustain the entire season. He's got to get to the point where his mechanics and everything don't fall off a cliff once you get in weather, once you get later in the season. He's got to keep lifting and building his body up as the season goes on. It's important for guys to lift in season. Tua needs to be one of those guys that are lifting in season, constantly doing stuff to just keep his body in that mode of winning games. And that's what it's going to be about down the stretch.
Well, I don't think he want to lift during the season. You might affect his golf
game.
You do.
Please stop talking about his golf game.
No, I'm just saying you don't want to affect his swing. You
are something else, bro.
Listen,
No. You're right though. But I think when it comes down to it, guys are constantly in the season. You got to continue to maintain your body, right? You're gonna get banged up throughout the season, but you constantly have to be doing the small things to keep your body intact. And I'm glad he went and got outside the box. This is what I said he needed to do last year in the offseason. Get outside the box, go do something different from what you were doing before. You can't just be with the same guys, be with the same group, and think you're going to get any better. You got to get outside of your comfort zone, go do something different, get some different trainers, get some different voices in your head, and that'll make you a better quarterback. And I think that's what's going to happen this year. That's why the Dolphins better go ahead and lock him up before he take off this year, bro. It's going to take off.
Chris Greer is a shrewd operator. You're going to see. All right, I got a question for y'all. When we signed OBJ, did you know he was hurt?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
knew he was banged up.
Did you think he would be on IR starting training?
I didn't think he was going to be on IR.
You
didn't think so.
Mm-hmm. I expected a few vets that would perk people up to hit that pup because it's the pup. It's nothing crazy. They can come off the pup tomorrow if they wanted to.
So, Doug, who doesn't make it off the pup in 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks, Phillips and Chubb don't. I think Phillips and Chubb probably make. I think Phillips will definitely make it off the pup like after that 2 week mark. I wouldn't be surprised if Bradley Chubb starts the season on the pup.
You think
Isaiah Wynn probably
week 5?
Yeah, I think Chubb will come in week 5, or he comes off the pup, but then he doesn't play until after the bye. I think Wynn will come off the pup before 2 weeks. And like I could see OBJ and I could see David Long Jr. coming off the pup by Sunday when the fans are in the stands.
I say the Phillips one is interesting to me because I'm giving him until the 8th. Because you know how typically, you know, some guys can do it in 3, some in 5. When you come off the pup, usually they say, hey, in about 4 weeks, you'll be fully ready to go. And that's why, you know, the 8th is like the cutoff for me. Anybody off the pup by the 8th of August, I feel good about week 1 with them. The Phillips one is really just like, I know we see the running videos, but you only clear timetables the doctors give you. You know, it's like, when is he gonna come off of it? It's gonna be real interesting because if he come off that pup late 20s, he ain't playing week 1.
No, I don't. I think I made a bet with somebody that he won't start the season on the pup, but he's not playing week 1. I think he could come back for the Bills game. I think that'd be a big game to get him back. Or you know, the Seattle game, but I don't think he's playing week 1 against the Jaguars.
I don't know. I don't think he's going to be back for at least 3-4 weeks.
That's
I don't
how
think,
I feel.
Yeah, I just don't think. I don't think there's a reason to rush him either. And I think if it was to the point where he was coming back, I think they wouldn't be in a rush to sign a guy like Emmanuel Ogbah. Like
if they sign Yannick Ngakoue, who I think they're still meeting with, then I think Phillips starts on the pup as well.
The thing with Phillips for me, I just don't even like hearing that. The thing with Phillips with me, he's a part of the long-term plan.
Yeah, 100%.
So don't rush him back. Chubb, you know, hey, you ready? You know,
don't do Chubb like that.
I'm just saying,
Nah, but we're gonna need Chubb down the stretch. I mean, he was our best player in the playoffs.
He shouldn't have been on the field, man. He should not have been on the field.
I'm just the reason why I'm a little I just feel like those first 4 weeks are so important. When you look at the schedule, I want to go 3-1 in those first 4. I don't want to have a situation where we're 2-2. And that's what I'm kind of worried about more so. Like the scheduling, you got week 1 Jags, not going to be an easy game. We definitely should be the favorite to win, but it's not going to be easy. That Buffalo game, Thursday night, that's everything right there. That's going to tell you the type of team you got early on, especially with, in my opinion, a depleted Buffalo. Then you got to go on the road to Seattle midday 4-something, you know, and 4-something, that's our time, I believe. And then the game after that, Seattle, then it's
who we got after Seattle?
Hey, I don't know why I'm running the blank. I just had this
Tennessee, New England, then bye.
Tennessee, the nemesis, Tennessee.
I mean, that's the year for Tennessee right here. They about to get it this year. I say that every year.
Yeah. Do we need to bring the film up from last year, right before the Tennessee game? All that big stuff this man was talking.
Hey. We didn't show the play. It's okay.
If I repeat the stream we did with you talk about, now we're going to lose to Tennessee, TD. Now we're going to lose to Tennessee. I said, we ain't losing to them, but you can't sleep on that game. This is that kind of game that can sneak up and get you.
Now, they got us. It happens.
Maybe just say I was wrong.
It happens.
Say I was wrong.
It happens.
Just say I was wrong, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with admitting to the people.
Guys lose every week. I mean,
he just can't do it, man. All right, man. So OBJ, all of them in the book. So what was it? All right, y'all saw the record prediction. Everybody keep talking about having us 8-9. Where are y'all? Where are y'all with the record predictions today? If you there, are you there, Doug?
Yeah, I'm here. Just trying to fix my camera. It went out.
Tua. All right. Where are you with the record prediction right now for the Dolphins? Win loss.
I say ceiling. Everything goes perfect. Injuries are not a thing. I say 12. Basement, like 8. But if they go 8, that's a problem.
What? That's not basement for me. That's crazy.
So Doug, I didn't get your take on this though, because I thought you were out. I didn't get CBs. I was just rambling. So the first 4 games, if you don't have Chubb and Phillips with that schedule, how do you feel about us coming out of that?
The Bills game makes me nervous. Seattle doesn't. Jaguar, I think they can go 3-1.
Seattle doesn't?
No.
Not at all?
No, because Geno is hot and cold when it comes to how he plays. So I'm not really worried about Geno.
On the road, dome, noise, one of the loudest stadiums. Teron Armstead say we always have communication issues.
They start 0-2 though. It might not be that loud over there. Worst case scenario, they could the 2-2. If you take that road game into consideration, but I think they win the 2 home games against the Jaguars and the Titans. I think they're going to be pissed at the Titans game, and I think they're going to win that game. So they could go definitely 2-2. I could see 3-2 going into the bye.
Seattle don't play in the dome.
No, so
they play in it. It's an open.
I keep saying that. I keep telling everybody it's a dome.
It used to be a dome back in the 90s.
I've been saying that for a week now. That dome get loud. I was like, I just remember
Seattle pumps. They pump in crowd noise. They ain't doing nothing special.
What about you, Stevie? First 4 games.
First 4 games. I have us at least. I think 3-1 in the first 4. 2-2 would be the worst, right? I think. It's hard to call it, right? I just know NFL teams, right? You out of 4 games, I'm gonna say we're gonna lose 1. I don't know who it could be to. It could be to the Bills, it could be to the Jags. I don't know. And that's the thing too. When you lose a game, it creates a sense of urgency within the team. So you may go out and win the next game you're not supposed to win, right? So I mean, that's typically how it runs. But I would say, we 3-1, and I think we 12 wins, 13 wins at the max, and I think our floor is 10. I think our floor is 10 wins.
We lose to the Jags, season over.
No, that's not the case. Stop.
If we lose to the Jags, season over.
That's not true. The Jags are a good football team. We shouldn't lose to the Jags, but
we lose to the Jags, and 4 days later we got to play Buffalo. Man, it's a wrap.
Look, we could lose to the Jags and then win 3 straight.
Listen, we better beat the Jags like we did the Chargers last year. Get that first.
What would you prefer to win, Jags or Buffalo?
Jags.
Really?
What are you talking about? That was such a terrible take. You just guessing now.
The reason why,
he's just guessing, Doug. He's just going against the grain.
You don't get why I'm saying that.
Bro, you going against the grain. Stop. I'm saying
that because we're gonna lose to the Bills in prime time. Anyway.
Oh, here we go.
Listen,
he wouldn't want to beat the Bills in prime time, but he would want to.
All I'm saying, we gonna lose it. No, because if we lose to the Jags, we on 2.
Hey, TD be trolling y'all. TD be trolling y'all.
So I went back and I looked at that Bills game and 2 strip sacks from Javon Holland. And watch how Weaver's going to use Javon Holland. I'm telling you.
Man, we coming for the Bills. We ain't scared of them chumps. Them chumps.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait for this season to start. This is gonna be the best. I'm telling you, I'm nervous about them first 4. Now we got this little easy little slit in there with Arizona, Patriots.
Nothing's easy in the NFL. Stop. Nothing's easy. Nothing's easy. Hey, here we go. Hey, because stop it. Because you say, oh, these teams can stick her up and beat you. They gonna beat you.
No. Listen, ain't no way on this green earth we losing to the Patriots.
Oh my God.
Ain't no we ain't losing to the
Colts. Here he go. He gonna say all of this right now, and then when it come the week before the game, he gonna say, "Oh, the Dolphins gonna lose this week."
If Anthony Richardson come out doing something crazy, then I'll back up a little. But listen, here's all I'm saying. We got early tests. You got to beat Jaguars. It's a conference game, and it starts your season, and you're supposed to be superior to them. That's number 1. You got to beat Buffalo because it's at home. It's 10 times harder to beat them on the road.
Yes.
This is your home game, prime time, and we need it.
Yes.
Dolphin fans need it to set the tone because if we don't beat Buffalo,
it's a tone setter.
It's going to hang over our head all season. That
Yep.
it doesn't matter how many wins we get. We can't beat them. It don't matter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then week 3, Seahawks, you go on the road on the West Coast travel, your first little piece of a road game. Because remember, 2 home games. This is your first road game. That ain't as important, but it is a post-tone setter, in my opinion. In the very last game, you got to get that Tennessee monkey off your back. You got to. No, I'm serious, bro.
You're right. I'm tired of the Tennessee. I'm tired of the Tennessee
Yeah.
thing. That's probably the worst thing to me is the Tennessee
They're
thing.
just
It's
mad
like,
at what we did to them when Jarvis Landry went off and we scored like 30 and a half.
oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, but we had Tannehill then, though, Doug. You know,
The GOAT. You want to bring him back?
Hey, stop, Doug.
you know what
Doug,
be happening
Doug.
on these streets.
Hey, Doug, come on, man. You're gonna
You
get us
know
in
how
trouble.
much controversy I'll be staring up.
You know I got to rile TD up a little bit.
Man, don't get him hyped up,
Let me
Doug.
get some Miami reunites with Tannehill news. Oh boy, man!
That's
Listen,
funny.
CB83, you gonna be the new Wolfpack.
Nah.
You ain't ride with Tannehill, no. But listen, man. Let's see. You got it. Listen, it's crazy though. This team, man. Shaq Barrett retires on us. We got defensive line issues. Ogbar comes back. Anthony Weaver is the secret weapon to it all. What will we get with Anthony Weaver? I know we can have, optimism and believe he's going to bring greatness in, but I think everything is going to rely on him, offense and defense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this team is going to rely on what Anthony Weaver brings to the defense to help us out. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah,
Either.
100%. And I like that he's bringing in guys that have the same mentality and also the same they fit the scheme. He goes out and gets Calais Campbell. We need another guy with Sealer. I'm going to go get Calais. He worked with me. He did really well with me. I'm going to go get him. Also, you look at the defense when they were the strongest, again, when they beat Buffalo, was when they were a blitzing defense.
Mm-hmm.
Weaver comes from Rex Ryan, Wink Martindale, and McDonald's scheme. He is a blitzing defensive coordinator, but with McDonald's scheme, it's a very tricky blitzing. Like if you're facing a rookie quarterback or a quarterback who's not good at reading defenses, he's going to mess with your head. So I'm hoping it doesn't take week 4 for this defense to start gel because these guys have that, familiarity with that defense. But I'm interested in seeing how he learns from the Texans and how he learns from what happened with the Texans and changes things. But I'm thinking it's a different atmosphere in there. So maybe these guys, you look at Jalen Ramsey, he had his best year when he was with the Rams, and with the Rams, he was all over that field. He comes to Miami and he stays boundary on the right side, doesn't move from there.
Mm-hmm.
Weaver's going to move him. So we'll see how this pans out. But I'm more optimistic than I am scared.
Yeah. I mean, I think you have a much more solidified veteran presence on this defense now. And I think that's maybe the difference. You have some guys on the defensive line like Calais Campbell, D-tackles who've been around. Even, you got Ogba back. I think it's a good mix of veterans and young guys, right? Jalen Ramsey, Kendall Fuller, guys who can mentor the young guys like Cam Smith. You got Holland with Poyer. I think you just got a nice mix of veterans, young guys, up-and-coming guys. And I think that could be the difference. Like when it comes to defenses usually start a lot faster than offenses because offenses take a lot of time to gel. It's the timing, it's the blocking schemes, it's helping each other. Defenses, guys are usually firing off into gaps. There's movement that they got to get down, but there's not a lot of gelling in a sense like offenses need to do. So defenses usually come out firing right away. And I expect to see this defense kind of giving our offense some hell early on in camp. And, our offense slowly catching up to the point where they're moving the ball and doing things like that. So defense should come out firing. Just a lot of veterans on this defense. So I think those guys will come out ready to play and make some plays early on and help us win some games early.
All right, let's end the show on this note then. Last 6 games of the season is a ridiculous gauntlet. I'm going to set the stage and y'all give me your record prediction, okay? We're on the road at Green Bay Monday Night Football, November 28th at 8:20 p.m. at night. The low is 34 degrees. The high is 48, but the high isn't going to matter at 8:20 at night. We're going to be closer to the lows. The very next week, you got to go play we play the Jets at home, division rival in our stadium. Then the very next week, we go on the road versus the Houston Texans. It'll be cool, but manageable cool, not our scary cool, on December 15th. Then we go back home versus the San Francisco 49ers on December 22nd, 4:25, which is rare for a Hard Rock Stadium game. That's like almost never happens. A 4:25 game at Hard Rock. That's crazy. And then we go on the road in Cleveland, December 29th, weather forecast, 26 degrees, 8:20 p.m. at night, by the way. Okay? On the road to the Browns. It might be snowing. Y'all know we're late in the season. They always had them snow games and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And then the last game of the season to be determined at MetLife Stadium, but it will be freezing cold. Yeah. We're talking January 5th or whatever that date is, or 6th, something.
Depends on the wind.
But it will still be cool weather. It'll be below 50. That's for sure. Maybe even way worse.
I'll be in shorts and a shirt.
Savage.
It cannot be. But I ain't gonna lie. That's a gauntlet, in my opinion. Weather, and then our home games are tough teams like San Francisco Jets. What's your record prediction in those last 6, CB?
Looking at Green Bay, I have as a win. I'm taking a win in Green Bay, even in the cold. Right, I got that as a win. I got the Jets as a win. Right, both of them. Jets at home is a win. I'm gonna say,
Houston
is a win. San Francisco, I'm gonna say is a. Actually, I'm gonna be at the San Fran game. I'm just gonna say it's a loss for this exercise. I'm gonna say
it can't come to it.
I'm gonna say the Browns on the road Sunday Night Football is a win. I think at that point we've wrapped up. I think at that point we've got our 1 seed. We don't need the Jets game. We lose the Jets game because we do not need it. So we go 4-2. 4-2.
You can't help it, kid.
So we go 4-2. We don't need the Jets game. We're sitting where we've walked into the playoffs. We got our 1 seed. We don't need it. We go 4-2 in that stretch.
Oh my God.
I love it. And honestly, I had a hard time with the Browns game. My cousin plays for the Browns, so I had a hard time even giving that one. So it's tough, man.
What about you, Doug?
I think 3-2 going into the Jets game, and then that probably will decide the division winner. And what happened last time we went to the Meadowlands to decide the division winner?
Was that Chad Pennington?
I can see 4-2, but in a different way.
Different from where.
It's going to be hard. Or here's the thing: as of right now, looking at it, it's going to be hard. You never know.
Things change.
You have Joe Flacco starting again for the Cleveland Browns. You don't know if Brock Purdy's going to be there for the 49ers. You don't know what Aaron Rodgers is going to be there for the Jets. We don't know these things. But as of right now, it's a hard stretch of 6 games. And I love every second of it because I'm tired of the excuses of you can only beat easy teams. I want that gauntlet going into the playoffs because the playoffs is also going to be a gauntlet. So, they can beat Green Bay, and this is the stretch they need to prove the people wrong. Dolphins can't play, it's always Tua, but it's the Dolphins can't play in cold weather games. There's the Buffalo one in 2016, we clinched the division. You had the Steelers game in the snow, we won that one. They're sprinkled in here and there. This is where you prove it wrong, and you go out and you win these games. You got to win at least 4. You got to win 4 of these 2.
4.
So say we lose to San Fran, they're a really good team, and say we lose to Cleveland because they got a really good defense. It's in the cold. Tua hasn't lost to the Jets yet. Green Bay, it's anything's possible, and CJ Stroud could have a sophomore slump. So I can see 4-2 happening.
Easy.
If we are the new and improved Dolphins, our ceiling is going to be 4-2.
Ceiling.
Ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
First of all, we ain't beating San Francisco at home. It ain't happening. Even at home, I just don't see it.
You want to put a little wager on it?
We can when the time comes closer.
Oh, why you want to do it when the time comes closer? Let's do it now.
Because I got to see how things are working then.
Exactly.
I should have waited.
The third quarterback.
I should have wagered you, but they still might be good with them with that system. But 4-2 is okay. Y'all are doing your thing now because it's that much of a gauntlet, and you won't scoff at losing 2 games. History tells me we going 1-5,
2-4.
History tells you 3-3.
I don't see the 2. The only one I see is Jets at home.
History tells you 3-3.
History tells me I ain't beating the Browns in cold weather. History tells me I ain't beating the Jets in cold weather. We ain't beating San Francisco. I'm telling you that now. Finesse versus power. Power's gonna win. History tells
we're gonna be a different team this year, TD.
Yeah, I'm telling you worst case scenario. I already gave you my different team good 4-2.
Okay.
But because I don't care what we do, I don't see us beating San Francisco.
I feel like you are giving these teams like some hype. Like I feel like you're really hyping these dudes up.
No, let me tell you.
They haven't even played it down yet. And
I ain't hyping Cleveland. I'm hyping their cold weather. I ain't hyping the Jets. I'm hyping their cold weather. I ain't hyping Green Bay. I'm hyping their cold weather.
We played the Bills. We played the Bills tough in cold weather. We played the Bills tough in cold weather.
I don't care what's tough. You lost.
We played them tough. We played them tough in cold weather, man.
Conventional wisdom tell me we going.
Take these quotes and put them on shirts.
Hey, he does. He does.
Listen, man. I'm just saying. Man, listen. I am gonna tell y'all now. I am gonna lose my head if we extend Tua and he go 1-5 at the end of the season. That be 3 years in a row he did this.
I said you just said it was a team. You just said it was a team.
No, I was just gonna say y'all still be like, well, the whole team folded. Oh,
you just said it was the team, TD.
Crap. Hey,
bro, which one is it?
AFC East Roundtable merch. They need to get your quotes on some shirts.
I don't be keeping up with them, Doug. I don't be keeping up with them. Y'all seen the latest merch?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got some. I saw your Tua shirt. Where your Tua shirt at?
Vote for that party. Tua for president and Hill for vice president.
Where's your Tua shirt at?
Oh, it's in the closet.
Why you ain't wear it today?
Because they tried to drown them.
Tried to drown me, man. I was wearing that shirt.
They ain't trying to drown you in the Tua shirt. You ain't wear it to the party.
In all seriousness, it was a beautiful party they put together for the kids. Some good balloons. It was pretty fun. We kept jumping in the pool.
How did I not get the invite?
You're too clingy, man.
Right when you walked in the house, only realists invited. Listen, Tua was having a simulator tournament upstairs.
Really? The golf simulator, huh?
Yeah, man.
Did you get a couple swings in?
No, they ain't let me up there.
He was on the front lawn like this.
Yeah, he was trying to look.
We do got breaking news. Tyreek Hill has restructured his contract.
Did he really?
Yes, sir.
I don't believe it.
Scheffler, I just saw Scheffler and Tyreek Hill restructure, but I know.
Ooh, getting the Greer cooking right now.
Dolphins and Tyreek Hill come with an agreement. They did an Amari Cooper situation. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. Like
lying, right? Because, bro, the way he got.
I was gonna go with 2 of it. I was like, nah, they know he ain't getting paid.
Hey man, you too good at that, man. You too good at that.
Listen, man, when does Tua get paid, CB?
You said it Sunday. First of all, TD has sources. His ears are to the street. He has people in the Dolphins organization These people talk to him and feed him information on a daily. If
Man.
TD say it's Sunday, it's gonna happen Sunday. That we will get the news Monday morning. Breaking.
Listen, I talked to some people in the building, but not about that.
Yeah, you did.
I don't know who talked to who about this, and I got to know Greer to talk about that. Listen, man, listen. Thank y'all so much for tuning in.
This was fun, man.
To the AFC East Roundtable. Dudley Do Wrong, Goat of all goats, CB83,
Mr. 48K, Mr. 48K himself. Throw your fours up. Throw your fours up, Doug.
Get the man to 50K ASAP. Y'all go sub the CB83. Help
2K. Help your boy get the 2K. Let's go.
2K on the way. And hopefully I ain't make some of y'all mad enough to unsubscribe to me. So we'll see. But we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Any last words, CB?
Man, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to the chat. We got to do the come on, man. We got to read the donations. Come on, man. Tighten up.
God. I always mess that up. Listen, welcome back, Dolphins Roundtable. If this going to be every week or once in a while? We roll every week.
We're gonna try.
Yeah, and if something come up, then we may
move it
on occasions and we'll figure it out, but we should be every week. All right. We're going to lock down a permanent time for the season. All right.
Shout out my guy, Glenn, man.
He said, will CB and Doug go to the December 8th Jets versus Finn game December 8th? If they want to go, but I know Doug already got plans for another game or something.
I'm going Raiders. Yeah.
You going to the game? TD?
Oh, we hosting an event.
Where's the event at?
In Miami. We booked the whole terrace. We paid like 20 grand for a terrace.
Hey, so and I ain't get the invite. Boy, hey, TD is a dirty TD is a dirty dog. I'm telling y'all right now, boy.
No. CB.
Hey, boy, I ain't get no formal invite. I ain't get no you coming, no nothing.
CB.
Boy, it's a dirty world we live in, y'all. No. It's a dirty world we live in, Doug.
You're missing the whole point. It's a
He said, I'm missing the point. No, you missing no point, dog.
It's a Dolphins Jets game.
What does that mean? I can't go to a Dolphins Jets game? Bro, this dude here.
You're the newest
Doug. I'm just telling you, Doug, you gotta watch watch your people close, man. Watch them close, Doug.
CB, I've been invited you. You just don't
it's okay though. It's okay. I'm a sneak in. I'm gonna be low key with it.
No. In all seriousness, though, you got the invite, bro. You got the invite. You ain't check your emails.
Okay. All right. It's in the spam. I'm gonna check my spam.
Yes. And Doug's been invited to the Bills Jets game in Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So we got tickets. We got tickets for all y'all, man. So if y'all can come through, and we don't know if y'all can come through, but if you can, we got it for you. It's already done.
I'm pulling up. Don't when I get to the door, don't be like, yo, I don't know that dude, man. Don't do me like that, TD. Don't be like, you don't see, here you go.
No. Just don't wear your Patriots jersey.
I got you.
Okay. I'm putting it in the chat now, real quick. Let me paste this in the chat so y'all can see.
Hey, all y'all come through, man. Hey, we at training camp next week too. You already know, man.
August 15th, I'll be there.
Doug, what practice is that? Who is that against?
Joint with the Washington Commanders. 15th, I'll be there.
Oh, I'm playing it back. All right, let me share this real quick and then we'll get up out of here. Present, share screen.
I'll be down August 2nd and 3rd. So I'll be down for Members Day and I'll be down for the stadium scrimmage.
All right, so here it is right here. Dolphins Jets game December 8th. So you could it's small, but you could, if you go hit the link that I just put in the chat, you'll be able to see it. It's the terrace view. We booked the whole terrace. So it's a whole area just exclusive for all of us. If you buy the ticket, you'll be able to watch the game. There's seating. You'll have the balcony that you can watch over as well if you want to roam. Yeah, so just go check it out. I think we got like 25 tickets left or something like that. I think we done sold like 40 or something. I'm not sure. But they're going off the shelf pretty quick. So go check it out. I think they're going for $280. Now it's not just the game. We have a meet and greet at the Miller Ale House 15 minutes from the stadium in Miami. All right, Miller Ale House, that's Saturday night. We're also going to be doing something fun on Friday night, but we can't announce it yet until we lock it in. All right. But that's all it is. It's the game ticket, the meet and greet, and we have our own private area to watch the game. All right. Jets fans going to be there. Dolphins fans. We're going to be in one section together representing the AFC East Roundtable. So make sure y'all come check it out. If you want to go with us, it's a pretty good deal as far as the price as well. The crazy thing is the price is starting to go up too for the individual ones. So we got a group rate. We booked the whole terrace, paid a lot of money, but we just broke it out evenly, and $280 is what it is. If you want to come, get as many tickets as you can before they sell out. All right. Link is going to be in the description of the video. I haven't posted it yet, but I will. But it is in the chat. Thank y'all for tuning in. Sorry for running over everybody. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Fans up no matter what. Doug, did you say your last words?
Love you guys. There you go.
Love you too, Doug.
All right.
Love you too, Doug.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna hit y'all up later. We'll see y'all soon. I got a phone call with Tua. We got to work this thing out, this contract. We got to get this in.
You got
Sunday.
Yeah, we are working hard, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. All right. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace. We are out.
See ya. We out.